Tonight, Israelis will mark the beginning of Jerusalem Day, an Israeli national holiday that commemorates the reunification of Jerusalem, east with west, after the Six-Day War in 1967. To understand the significance of this holiday, you'll need to go back thousands of years to the time of the Jewish King David, who made Jerusalem the seat of his monarchy in 1000 BC. Centuries later, after Jerusalem was conquered by the Romans, the Jewish people were exiled. Though for over 2,000 years, Jerusalem has remained the spiritual capital of the Jewish people. Jerusalem Day marks the first time in thousands of years that all of Jerusalem was once again united fully under Jewish control. Today, Jerusalem remains the eternal capital of the Jewish people, though open for worship to all religions. And on the occasion of Jerusalem Day, ILTV's editor-in-chief Maayan Hoffman accompanied a tour on the Temple Mount, the holiest site in Judaism. Let's take a look.
Standing here, getting ready to go up onto the Temple Mount in celebration of Holy Jerusalem Day. Jerusalem Day is the day that we mark reunification of the east and the west parts of the Holy City. But unfortunately today, as we get ready to ascend the Mount, you will see in future interviews that there are guards and there are people stopping us from being able to go up and to worship freely. Today, the Temple Mount is under the control of the Jordanian Waqf, which means that if you are not Islamic, if you are not Muslim, you cannot pray freely, Jews or Christians. But in honor of Jerusalem today, we will go up and we will silently pray that by next year on Jerusalem Day, we will have freedom to worship as we please in God's holy city. The Temple Mount, known in Hebrew as Har HaBayit, is considered the holiest site in the Jewish religion. It is here that Jews believe that the first and second temple stood, and that, one day, a third temple will be erected. In honor of the 57th anniversary of the reunification of Jerusalem, a group of Christians and Jews from over 20 nations marched through the streets of the city and onto the Temple Mount this week in a show of solidarity with the Jewish state and its people. The march, which included flags and music, was organized by former Knesset member Yehuda Glick. The Temple Mount is contested. Most people are not able to go up on a regular basis. Jews can't pray, Christians can't pray. How do you believe what you're doing today is going to make any kind of difference?
When I started going up to Temple Mount 40 years ago, they allowed us to go in there one at a time and we're not allowed to move our lips. Things have changed. If you believe that you can, in democracy, if you can believe in Hashem, you believe that you can change things. We believe we can change things, and we're here to make the change. How are we going to do it? Not with force, not with force, not with anger, with joy, and with bringing more and more people. That's the way we did it. When I started going up to Temple Mount, there were 100 Jews a year, 100,000 tourists a year. Today we have 1 million tourists a year, 50,000 Jews a year.
Why come to Israel for Jerusalem Day? Why be here with the Jewish people at this time?
First of all, this is the commandment from God, because chosen people will be always the chosen people, and the Temple Mount will be always the house of prayer for all nations.
More than 3.5 million tourists visit Jerusalem each year, according to the Ministry of Tourism. Even in times of conflict like today, the city is also home to more than 1 million people, Jewish, Muslim, and Christian, secular, Orthodox, and ultra-Orthodox. What do you love about Jerusalem?
Well, at least I can find everyone here from every creed and every nation and every tongue, every color, Jews and Gentiles, they're all together, and that is really wonderful. Yeah.
And what is your prayer for the city of Jerusalem?
That Jerusalem would always live in peace, and that her gates would be peace, and that we would be able to come into this place from the different nations and say, let's go up to the mountain of the Lord, so that he will bless us together with the Jews who are in the land.
And on the occasion of Jerusalem Day, here are a few facts you may not know about the city. Jerusalem has been unified for only 57 years. Before that, Israel's capital was split into east and west. When Israel emerged victorious in the Six-Day War in 1967, it reunified the city, marking the first time in over 2,000 years that all of Jerusalem was unified under Jewish control. Number 2, Jerusalem is a major Israeli city with a population of over 1 million people, double that of Tel Aviv. And according to the latest statistics in 2022, some 7,600 new immigrants chose to make Jerusalem their new home. And the city boasts a student population of about 41,000 students. studying in the city's universities, including the prestigious Hebrew University of Jerusalem. And last but not least, since October 7th and the Swords of Iron operation, there have been 13,800 displaced Israelis absorbed by the city. And Jerusalem has also seen its fair share of missiles launched at it, but thanks to the Iron Dome and Israeli defenses, has survived the missile barrages. And now ILTV will take you on a trip to Jerusalem's Machne Yehuda market, where you can enjoy the sounds and tastes of the city with correspondent Yuval David.
As I walk here in Jerusalem after a full day of filming, speaking with people, one of the exciting things to do is to go into the shuk, the marketplace. Jerusalem is a vibrant place. Many people talk about religion, they talk about culture, they talk about history, they talk about politics, about peoplehood. But you can't talk about any of that if you don't come here, into the shuk. Maze?
Whiskey and chocolate.
Whiskey and chocolate.
Yeah.
Whoa. We're gonna hope for something good.
Yes.
That was good. I'm a helpful person. It's what I do. What do you find is special about life in Jerusalem?
The stores is special, the people is special, God is special in Jerusalem.
You walk here, you feel free, you feel the warmth of the people.
יש לך ערבים, יהודים, מוסלמים, נוצרים,
Israelis
הכל.
and Arabs and Christians and Muslims and Jews, you say.
וכולם פה כמו משפחה, אין פה...
And we're all here like a
שנאה או
family, he
משהו כזה.
says.
למרות שיש מלחמה פה עכשיו.
Even though we have a war here now, he says.
אבל פה בירושלים כולם מרגישים...
But here in
אהבה.
Jerusalem, we all feel love. He puts a little bit of pistachio.
קוקונט, חלבה.
Why should people come here and eat this amazing, delectable treat?
למה? כי אני מכין את זה, אבא, הצבעות שלי חימה.
He says the reason you should come and eat here is because his own fingers make it. What's your name?
I am Asaf.
What makes you dance in Jerusalem?
מצווה גדולה להיות בשמחה.
It's a big mitzvah. It's a commandment and a necessity to find happiness.
Yep.
You can feel that you're in Jerusalem. You can see it. There's a different color in Jerusalem. I think we are the best example of coexistence, of people can live together. Just take away the politicians from us.
For the lives of the soldiers, for the lives of the hostages, for all of Israel. V'maitcha?
לחיי אהבת חינם.
Oh, wow. For the love of all of us. Cheers. L'chaim. L'chaim l'kolchaim. Life in Jerusalem is vibrant. The culture, the religion, the history, the politics, but also just the nightlife, the day life. There's so much to see and do here in the city. I suggest you come to Jerusalem, come to Israel, see it for yourself, for all of its wonder, for all of its complexity, and for the greatness.
And now, as anti-Semitism is growing worldwide and Aliyah numbers are skyrocketing, the demand for property in Israel is higher than ever. And where better to go than the holiest city in the world, Jerusalem? And that's where we introduce Ir Olam, where history meets luxury. Make sure you scan the QR code and begin your journey on finding your new home in the eternal capital.
Jerusalem construction is currently at an all-time high, as residents and visitors will notice the landscape of the ancient city slowly changing. In an initiative to rebrand and redesign the city, multiple urban renewal projects have been emerging in the Holy City.
We see these days there's a big demand for apartments in Jerusalem. As you know, Jerusalem is a city which is growing. There's a big need and a big demand for new apartments.
The growing need for living space in the Jerusalem area is largely due to the alarming spike in global anti-Semitism. The growing anti-Semitic sentiment across multiple countries has led to a massive wave of Aliyah, which saw more than 3,000 Jews move to Israel since the start of the war. This change alone serves as a catalyst for urban updates to make room for new arrivals. Even in 2023, Jerusalem was honored with the title of the record breaker in urban renewal, according to the Israeli economic newspaper Kalkalist. This movement toward urban renewal is spearheaded by the Ir Olam construction project, which has taken it upon itself to propel the urban image in Jerusalem to the next level.
Jerusalem is going under, I would call it a revolution concerning construction and new projects. And this mayorship of this mayor, we changed after 40 years that it's been trying to change, and now it's happening.
Located in the Givat Shaul neighborhood, Ir Olam stands in a vastly strategic location. Sitting in the entrance to Jerusalem via Highway 16 ensures unparalleled accessibility to the city's main sites, posing an undeniable advantage.
The location that we're at is being surrounded by neighborhoods that have all the infrastructure, all the facilities like schools, shuls, shopping centers, and whatever is needed for the day-to-day.
This new mixed-use concept is going to affect, of course, this area and many other areas in Jerusalem.
We are ready to start immediately, and hopefully we will be on schedule and on budget, and we want the people that are using this building will be satisfied from our work. So we are very proud that we chose to build this building, and we'll do it with a big heart.
Beyond its location, the Ir Olam project is set to contain an array of amenities, services, and centers. The complex is said to have office spaces, commercial outlets, and recreational amenities to create a vibrant urban ecosystem. As construction begins, anticipation is high for the transformation it will bring to the historic flour mill area and surrounding neighborhoods.